Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We are on a huge fat tire e-bike. I'm sitting so high off the ground right now. We're taking it to work. Let me pull over here real quick and I'll show you what bike I'm on, and then we'll continue on our route. Alright guys, so here she is. This is the Tesgo Model Pioneer F. Now it might look like your standard traditional, don't fall over please, traditional e-bike that's like a mountain bike style with big fat tires, but no, there's a lot of stuff going on with this bike. So it has a nice integrated display. It has a carbon fiber frame that makes this bike 63 pounds for how big this bike is. We got a 1,000-watt motor in the back. It has 95 Newton meters of torque because of that. And we have a nice moped style headlight on the front, which I haven't tested out at night yet. So that's what we're gonna be doing in this video later on when I leave work. It's gonna be after midnight, so we get to see how these lights look. Unfortunately, this bike does not have fenders for its price range at $2,199. I do have a discount code. We'll save you a little bit. It will push it closer to like 2,100 bucks. But you do have to put a rear light on the back. So I did put a shred light from one of my skateboards on the back just so people can see me. But other than that, it is a fantastic bike to ride around. And if you like bikes like this, it's easy to get on by just stepping over it. But I'm not gonna bore you too much. Just get on the way. Let's go have some fun and ride it and enjoy our day and talk about this bike and then some other stuff on the channel. All right, we don't have a mirror and this truck is, well, actually all these cars in the bike lane. Damn, we're good though. We didn't get ran over, no one's in the road. It's a nice day out right now. Nice and windy though. So this bike is capable of going 31 miles per hour. And if you guys did not see my review video at all, I did 33.5 miles per hour. But it's absolutely so windy today that I don't think we're gonna get really over 30 miles an hour going to work unless the wind kind of dies out. Because when I looked at the weather, just to make sure it's not raining here in California, because it's always raining nowadays, and it just had a big gust of wind on the little weather app. So I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure that means it's very windy because I've never seen that little icon. And of course, yes, it is definitely windy. There's a little Jetson Bolt Pro, it looked like. Oh my God, I'm getting blown all over the place. Woo, big pothole. Not too bad, not the most comfortable, but you know, it still takes it. It's definitely able to go over a lot of stuff because it's so big. That's actually one of the pros I like about it. I'm really not into big like mountain bike styles, but I do like the fact that you do sit higher so you can see the road, you can see cars. When you're on a lower bike, you can't really see traffic and see where people are at, but when you sit very high off the ground, you definitely can. All right, this is where we normally get our flat, so let's just hope nothing bad happens. And why is that car so far from the other cars? Hey, there's someone else on a bike on the other side. Nice. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna stay with traffic. Oh, now we're going with the wind. Now it's not so windy going this way. All right, car, let's go. Let's go, let's go. I'm on a mission. I'm going against the wind. It's gonna take me a little bit longer to get to work. Let's go, let's go. And I apologize if there's any noise on the microphone. I try to turn it down as low as possible so you guys get less wind noise, but I haven't been in this amount of wind in probably like over a year on one of my YouTube videos, so it's pretty bad. Like look, 25 miles an hour is as much as we can go, and there's no limiting speed on this bike. It will definitely do 33 miles an hour. Hey, there's a Walmart shopping cart out here. I should take that with me. I was gonna make a run for it. But this bike, I told you guys in my review, if you guys didn't see that, from like 0 to 6 miles an hour, it's very slow to like pick up for speed. So I don't feel comfortable like darting out in traffic. So I'll kind of wait and make sure it's safe. Cause see, look, see how it is right now? It's pretty slow. And then once you get past like 10 miles an hour, you know, then the bike starts like picking up. But now that we're going with the wind, we're gonna be going so slow, guys. We're probably gonna be doing like 25, 26 miles an hour. We gotta wait until we're coming back this way, the opposite way, for us to get some high top speed. I'm very curious to see how it's gonna do coming up overpasses, and I also wanna see what our top speed will go when we're going down the overpass. And then I wanna see what our speed is just max in general. 26, 27, but man, as soon as that wind hits 25, it's rough out here, boys. It's rough out here. I'm not doing this bike any like good justice, I apologize. But it's not me, it's the wind. It's not the bike or anything like that. I'm going as fast as possible. Oh my God, we're like getting pushed down to 19 miles an hour. This is absolutely insane. What the heck? I don't understand how that guy on that Jetson Bolt Pro or whatever he was on, how he's riding that bike with it being so tiny. I get to see him getting pushed all over the road. Oh, ooh, man, these potholes are not very good. Definitely a hardtail e-bike, and then it just, I don't know, man, it's not the best suspension I've been on. Like, the suspension looks so nice on this bike, being like gold and everything, but I don't know, it's not working for me too well. Also, turning with this bike is not the best as well, just because it's a big fat tire. I mean, almost 5 inches wide of a tire. It is not going to turn that well. So just keep that in mind. Another thing too is getting flats on this bike could be very easy because you have so much contact on the road. It's not a skinny tire, so you could pick up a lot more stuff and debris on your tires. So that's something I'm kind of worried about also, because when I looked at this bike in the back, it doesn't have a quick motor disconnect. It all runs in the frame. So that means you're gonna have to trace that motor wire back and find it, and then be able to replace your flat. So check this out. I was curious to see how it was gonna be coming up the overpass, but we're going against the wind. So this is not the best test. This is 18 miles an hour. We already know the Rev 1, the C3 Strom, all those did like 20 something miles an hour. I can't even keep this bike straight. Man, we gotta be careful out here. Like, now I'm just getting blown this way to the right. Okay, don't take your hands off the bike. We're gonna have so much of a better time when we're going back that way. So then we'll do the test going up the overpass and then going down. Oh my God, look at this. The bike is like sideways. I can't keep it straight. What the heck? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like literally trying to like keep it from like not tipping over, but I don't want to do too many like jarring moves or anything like that. 28 miles an hour coming down that, and we're not going to make this. Normally I'll blow through it, but we're not going to make it. The wind is not helping us at all right now. Come on, weather. You're either raining or very windy, and you're hurting my videos right now. Come on, California, get it together. All right, so I am going to ride on the sidewalk and be an outlaw. Everyone knows e-bikes aren't allowed on the sidewalk, but why not? No one's out here, just ride around. Now, pedaling on this bike, it's very nice to pedal. You got a 9-speed on this thing. The only bad thing is once you hit about 25, 26 miles an hour, you feel like you're ghost pedaling. So now I feel like I'm ghost pedaling. But it does have some very good resistance up until like 24, 25, and then after that, you're just moving the pedals just to kind of get the bike moving. You get that motor engaged and stuff like that. But the motor acts real quick with the pedals. It also acts real quick with the throttle. I think it's like almost a 1 second delay, so it's very responsive. It's not very laggy. I like that because some bikes have a very laggy pedal, and I hate that. Especially if like you're someone that wants to pedal. What are you doing? Just make a U-turn, buddy. You're just sitting there. Just make a U-turn. He's like, is this truck gonna move for me? I gotta go over here. Just go around, man. All right, so once we get around this bend, hopefully we'll be doing some top speed runs. My allergies are acting up. Oh man, this weather's getting to me now. Everything flying up in the air and stuff. All right, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Now 30 miles an hour. Yeah, let's go. Now it's all nice and quiet. I'm pretty sure the audio sounds so much better. That's what I'm talking about. It's still a little tiny bit windy coming this way, but we're definitely going with the wind now. I'm also pedaling too, just to show. I want you guys to make sure that pedaling and throttle, it's both the same. It doesn't matter like what you use. And what the hell is this just sticking out? All right, that's a safety hazard. 32 miles an hour, 33 miles an hour. This is 100% accurate too. Nothing's wrong with this display. And the other day it was not this windy, so I was able to hit 33.5 miles per hour just like this. And it was, I mean, maybe I was going with the wind ever so slightly, but it was definitely not this windy. Another thing too you got to keep in mind is I get a lot of chain slap on this bike. If you don't want any chain slap, just put it in gear number 1 instead of 9. But the only bad thing about it, if you do that and you do go to pedal, it's just gonna move so fast on the pedals that it's gonna feel very weird. But that's just something I noticed when jumping this off the curb or just kind of hitting big potholes. I got a lot of chain slapping it. It makes the bike kind of like not feel sturdy. It's not like there's anything wrong with it, but it's like, you know, it's so nice and quiet, and then you just hear the chain slap against the frame, and it's like, it makes it feel like it's cheap or, you know, like, I don't know, just an unnecessary noise that I would not like to have on a bike. But it is what it is. It doesn't kill the bike in any way. Real quick, coming downhill, I saw 33.7. Yeah, we're still holding 33.7. 33.9. We almost hit 34. Again, this display is accurate if you guys can read that. I don't know if it's going to be flickering on the GoPro or not. I do like that this display is integrated into the handlebar setup. The only thing I'm worried about is if you guys do happen to break it, whatever reason you fall down or something happens, I do not know how much this handlebar setup would cost. Because you'd have to buy the whole new handlebars, and it's not as easy as unplugging a cable, putting a new display on. You literally have to switch all this stuff over to your new handlebars. So that would suck. Even if it's cheap, that would still be a lot more work than having a display. But it's also a pro at the same time because I like the fact that it's integrated in there. Well, it must be a busy day or someone called out because my manager's getting carts. So something's going on today. Oh, look how windy it is. There's even leaves in here. And I am cold. My nose is running. Oh my God. Is my headlight on? No. Headlight is not on, so that's good. We're not draining our battery or anything like that, but we did 7 miles coming here and we're not down a battery bar yet, so that's really good. So our average speed is 23, our max was 33.9. It says we have 5 miles on there, so that's kind of inaccurate. It should be, if it doesn't do by halves or anything like that, it should be at least 6, because it's about 6.8 miles of my work. Thanks, man. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up? Trip said 6 miles, so it does go by half. Okay, got it. Definitely a very tall bike to push around too. It doesn't feel too bad though. It's pretty comfortable. But if you're shorter, you might it might be like way up here, you know, when you're holding it. But I will see you guys in about 5 seconds when we get to the night footage and check out all these lights and see how the bike performs. And hopefully it's not as windy when we get off. All right, guys, it's nighttime now. 10 hours later, we're gonna turn this bike on. We're gonna get jamming. Hopefully you guys can see the display at night. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come over pretty good, but it is pretty bright. It looks so cool at night. But let's get these headlights on. We have a dedicated headlight button right here. So let's see how that is. I'll probably have to adjust it while we're riding. We'll check it out on this little trail that we get on because it's very nice and dark over there. So we can get a good idea how wide it is and then also how far it goes. And obviously we don't have a rear light on this bike. We talked about it, so I do have to turn my shed light on. I'll put it in the blinking mode. I like these things. If you guys want links to them, just leave a comment and I'll drop one for you guys. But let's get out of here and talk about everything. Oh, one thing we gotta turn on right now is our helmet lights. I want people to make sure they can see us. One thing you gotta get used to on this bike is the fact that the throttle is on the left-hand side. It's just so weird to get used to, like right off the bat, but once you obviously own this bike for a very long time, it's gonna, come natural. But I'm so used to, like, I wanna hit the throttle on this side, but you have the gear selector and everything on this side, which is a nice gear selector, by the way. It's a button up front, a button in the back. I like it. I will say that I do like the C3 Strom a little bit better because it's on this side, and then the throttle and all that stuff is on this side. I like the fact that you just twist it. I love the fact that you can just twist it on the C3 Strom, and this one, it's still nicer than most. It's not that, standard Shimano one that has a little circle at the top. I'm not exactly sure what that's called, but it feels a little bit more cheap quality, and this feels pretty premium. But anyways, other than that, let's talk about work really quick and then we'll get on this trail. 2 of the people that were closing bailed on us. They both left. One was feeling sick, one had an emergency. I had to have someone stay extra because I'm the night manager. It was horrible, man. It was a day, like a day from hell. And then it was just busy as heck. Tons of people right now are getting money orders to pay their bills because it's like the first week of the month, even though I know this video is going to go out probably closer to the 2nd week of April. But it's just been a day, man. That's all I can really say. It hasn't been that great for me. So, all right. So I'm really excited to check out this headlight, and I can already tell right now that it is absolutely insanely high. So we got to move it down. I see it going straight up instead of down. So let's stop right here really quick and let's adjust this. You guys can see this in real time. It looks like it's a little crooked, so I'm gonna have to move it one of these days, but I can tell that this side on the left is higher than the other side. Only barely so slightly, but oh man, all right. So, oh, okay, a little too low, a little too low. Okay, come on, just a little higher. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. This is actually a pretty decent headlight for this. Now, it's not like spot bright, but it's like clear bright, if that kind of makes sense. So it's not like overly washed out on the ground where it's like so bright where it's like, oh my God, you can definitely like see like everything. But it's like a soft type of white, but it covers a huge amount of area. And I'm pretty sure I'm not explaining that very well. It does have some like high spots. Like see when I turn it, see how the section right in the middle of the headlight, or maybe on the top, it gets very, very bright, but the center is not as bright, and then the bottom is brighter. That's just what I'm trying to get at. So it has a little line where it gets a little brighter. And then real quick, here's the shred light in complete darkness so you guys can see how this looks. I love shred lights. The fact that this seat post does not go all the way down allows you to put some type of mount right here, because you also don't have a rear rack or anything to mount a light up to. But the seat post works perfect because the fact that it just doesn't go all the way down. So this is kind of how the headlight looks. It's very hard to keep the bike sitting straight up because the kickstand just wants to put the bike so far. And what's funny is I actually adjusted this kickstand already, and I made it so the bike didn't lean too far forward, because the bike was leaning like this when I first got it, and now it's actually sitting more up. I would do it a little bit more slightly up, but if it's so windy, what happens is it might blow it over, because it is a very big bike and it could catch a big gust of wind and just knock it over. So you definitely want it to lean a little bit more. But anyways, since I adjusted this headlight, let's get on it and let's see how it is going down this trail and then for the rest of the trip. All right, so we're pedaling right now. Feels very good until right there, just we're ghost pedaling, but it feels, you know, it still feels natural a little bit, you know, but I mean, nice and smooth. Can't complain. There's no like jarring issues from the chain, no derailleur issues, no nothing. I shifted these gears before and I can do it again, but it's gonna kind of be weird because I'm gonna be going like free spinning like so much. But these gears have absolutely no like bounce to them at all. Like in the pedals, no vibration, no nothing. Because most of the time when you have a gear selector and it's not very good, you can kind of hear it like jerk and like kind of, it's almost like it's skipping a tooth on the chain. This is absolutely flawless. It's probably one of the best that I've been on. Almost the same as the Traxxas Explorer e-bike. That was a fantastic bike as well. And I know you guys are gonna probably ask like, who can I recommend this bike to? Normally I do this at the very end of the video, but I'll just do it now because I'm thinking about it. And oh God, oh, someone didn't put the kickstand up. Okay, I got the kickstand up. I guess it went up by itself by hitting that. Holy crap. That scared the absolute shit out of me. When I turned, the bike did not want to turn. It pushed me to the side. Okay, all right, the kickstand is up now. Oh, thank the Lord. But, okay, back to what I was saying. I would highly recommend this bike to people that want a nice, light, big, fat tire, mountain bike style type of e-bike that can go over a lot of a terrain. It's not going to be the most powerful like e-bike on the market, but it's definitely not close to the weakest ones that are out there. So I would highly suggest this bike if you just want a very light bike to maneuver around, because 63 pounds is not that heavy of a bike for this size. That's actually like very, very light. But it just depends on the price. I can't really recommend it to everyone out there because it really has like a niche market on what you're looking for. A lot of people just want to get on a bike, do 28, 30 miles an hour, whatever, or not even that fast. Some people just want to go 20 miles an hour. And if that's all you want to do and you don't really care about how the bike feels when you're on it, you're not going to be doing any crazy turns or going off-road with it too much. This is a fantastic bike, but there's better options out there if you don't want to do, if you don't want a light bike is what I'm trying to say. One thing I keep noticing with the headlights as well is like, see, like, I think the headlight's moving ever so slightly and it's causing like a strobing effect almost. And I think it's just the headlight bouncing around a little bit. But I've been noticing that, so I probably got to go in there and tighten it up a little bit. Now the headlight already came on the bracket. I did not tighten the bracket down, but all I had to do was tighten the headlight to the actual forks itself with one bolt, and it went on there like nice and flawlessly. But I'm assuming that the bolts that hold the actual headlight are what's loose. So we'll have to check those. So make sure if you do get this bike, that's something you're gonna have to look into and check. And real quick, we just went down our first battery bar for probably, like, I would say 9 miles, because I went 7 miles to work roughly. I probably already done 2. That's not bad to lose 1 battery bar. That's really just because of the weight. So you guys gotta think, you know, the lighter you are on a bike, the better that your range you're gonna get and stuff. And obviously this bike being light is going to give you the best range out of a lot of e-bikes that you would go and buy, because you know you weigh the same, so just get a lighter bike and it has a 20 amp hour battery, you're definitely going to get more range than a 100-pound 20 amp hour battery. So just something to think about if you're really like interested in range and stuff like that. That's another pro to this bike. It's really not bad. It's very nice and comfortable too. Off-roading though, it's not my thing. I was telling a lot of people it's not really good for off-roading. Like, the suspension is good, like the bike is good. Like, look, I'm doing 33 miles an hour. Well, it's kind of jumping back and forth because I'm messing around right now, but like I can actually like lift this front end up pretty nice. So if you gotta like hop over a curb or anything like that, it shouldn't be that hard to do. So going and doing a lot of like urban stuff is cool. It's just very rough terrain. Just, I don't know, for me it didn't feel like very good. And maybe that has to do with the nice, like, you know, the rigid frame of this like carbon fiber, however it is, like it's light but it's super strong. Maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not sure, but it's a good bike. I mean, I could definitely recommend it. It just depends on really what you're looking for. A light carbon fiber bike, I could recommend it. If you want to go on their website though, they have tons of other e-bikes out there. My code works for every single e-bike on their website. They have some other bikes like the moped style e-bikes, I believe. And they also have a few different ones like this that are carbon fiber. Same price, but different looks. And my code will work on all of those. So it just really depends on what you want. Man, those brakes they're like nice. Like, they're not like stopping fast nice, but they're just nice and gradual and smooth. I really like that. But if you really needed to like jam on them, like you can. Like right now, if I want to stop, I can't. Like, see? I don't want to like be doing that. But I like the fact that they feel like they have a place where you just push them like firmly, but it's just nice and gradual to slow down. And the cool thing is, maybe we talked about it earlier, I'm not sure, but these little adjustments that you have on the oh my god, the brakes. I couldn't even think of what the hell it was, but you have this little thumb adjustment right there, and that is so cool. You'll never really get that on other bikes. You got to get like an Allen, and then you stick a little tiny Allen in there, and then you can adjust your brakes like that. But the fact that you can do it on the real time while you're riding, and you're like, oh, this brake doesn't feel too good compared to this side, or my brake's worn down, or I want it to be a little bit tighter, or I want it closer to me. Just adjust that and you're good to go. I really like that. It's like so simple, but it's nice. And another update, I guess, is we went down another battery bar. But real quick before we talk about that, here is the bumpy section on the way home. Oh my god. Ooh, those are hard blows, guys. Like it monster trucks over it, but it's just so big of a blow to like your whole body. Like you just feel a big shock, you know, when you hit it. Oh my god, you can probably even hear it in my voice kind of like crack as I say some stuff. But yeah, I highly don't recommend it for like big stuff like that. But anyways, going back to the battery bar. So yeah, we lost one battery bar. Not too bad, but it's kind of weird that we lost the battery bar after like 9 miles. And then it looks like we lost another one within probably like 11 miles. Because I only really have like 2 miles to go. So maybe we lost it in like 12 miles. But still, like, it seems like it went pretty fast for that second battery bar. I'm always like interested when I get these bikes to review them and how they set them up. Because a lot of the time you can go into the settings and you can like change your like tire stuff and like your bars on like the percentage of like what each bar is. So you can have like one bar go down when it's like 25% or like 80% of the battery. Some bikes allow you to do that. I don't know if this one does, but I just go off however they tune these bikes and send them out to everybody else. Like, yeah, we can go to the settings and change a shit ton of stuff probably, but I want to go to the average consumer that's just going to get on the bike, ride it how it is, and then not know how to mess with anything, because I can mess with every single thing on a bike, and then my review is going to be different from everybody else out there. So I just leave it alone. So I'm just really curious on how they tune that to drop another battery bar. Oh, it hit my foot. I moved out of the way. Oh God, but I couldn't move that fast out of the way. Like, I saw it because of the headlight, but this bike does not turn that fast. If I was on the Zeus or something a little bit smaller, oh, I could have moved out of the way of that thing. But man, these tires are so damn big that it takes you a little bit to kind of like throw your body weight into the bike to kind of maneuver. You can't just easily turn it. So that's another thing too. You want something that turns like super good on the dime, get smaller tires. But I will say that fat tire e-bikes are more comfortable, so it really just depends. You got to pick your poison on, you know, what you're looking for. But for the most part, that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. I didn't want it to be a very long one. I'm pretty sure it's still like 20 minutes long or close to it, but I'm really gonna try to edit it down so you guys don't have to sit there for a very long period of time. But drop a comment if you guys want to see longer videos and you don't mind them, because I will still do them. But if I only get a few of you guys and everyone else doesn't say anything, then I'm probably gonna try to make them a little bit shorter. But yeah, drop a comment, let me know. And what the heck? Hold up. Oh my God, I was gonna end the video, but look, we went down another battery bar. So we're down to 2 battery bars. I haven't even done a 14-mile trip yet. I've probably done like 13 miles. I got 1 more mile to go. What is this? What is that? They got a blue light in their car. Go. I'm about to blind you. Why do they have a blue light in their car? I thought it was a cop at first. That's why I stopped. Damn, man. If I was a cop, whoop, whoop. No, you can't have that. I'm running it. No one's there. But anyways, I'll update you guys when I get to the house in a little bit. Okay. So I'm just pulling up to the house right now. Okay, there you get a good idea of how the headlight looks. Has like a ring around it. Anyways, that's not what I was going to talk about. So I was going to talk about these battery bars. I feel like that's kind of insane for this bike because it is so light. Now, the other bike that I reviewed, it literally would have probably got like 30 miles of range. And I would think that this thing would get 30 miles of range as well because of just how light it is. But now I'm starting to wonder if because the tires are so wide, there's so much more contact on the road, that maybe it's just slowing it down. But I have these tires aired up probably like 28 out of 30 PSI because I think they go to 30, and I have them pretty high. So that's why my ride is a little bit more bumpier than what yours would be. But I will say once we did get back, it was at 2 bars. I haven't turned the bike off or done anything, and it went up to 3 bars so far. So obviously it's going off the voltage sag. But real quick, let's do this test, and we'll turn the bike off and back on, and still 3 battery bars. So we went down 2 battery bars for about 14 miles. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I still think you should be able to get 30 miles of range, but that's still a little sketchy when your battery bars go down that fast. So, I don't know. It's a good bike, though. It just depends what you're looking for. So, if you want a light, big, like fat tire e-bike like this, it's perfect. But there's other e-bikes out there that you can get that'll be cheaper, and they'll just be heavier. So, it's whatever you guys are looking for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. You guys are the true MVPs. Later.